Sometimes getting older feels like slowly losing pieces of yourself. You wake up tired, your joints ache a little more. Your memory isn't as sharp as it used to be. And foods that once gave you comfort now leave you bloated or sluggish. It's frustrating, isn't it? But what if part of the problem isn't you? It's what's on your plate. In today's video, we'll explore 5 simple, natural foods that can help restore energy, support your memory, and even stabilize blood sugar, without sugar, pills, or complicated diets. These aren't trendy superfoods, just everyday ingredients that work with your body, not against it. If this sounds like the kind of support you've been looking for, go ahead and like this video, subscribe, and tap the bell so you won't miss what's coming next. Now let's explore the first food that could change the way you feel, starting today. 1. The quiet strength of leafy greens. When I was growing up, I used to watch my grandmother cook collard greens on Sunday afternoons. She'd hum softly while stirring the pot, adding a splash of olive oil and just a pinch of salt. Back then, I didn't think much about it. But now, years later, I realized she was doing something most of us forget as we age. She was feeding her body with the kind of nourishment that lasts. Leafy greens like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard are some of the most powerful foods you can eat in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. They're light on your plate, but heavy on benefits. Just 1 cup of raw spinach, for example, contains almost no sugar, barely a gram of carbohydrates, most of which is fiber, and yet it's packed with vitamins your aging body craves. Vitamin A for your immune system, vitamin C for healing and cell repair, and vitamin K for bone strength. But let's be honest, most people don't crave a bowl of greens, especially when you're used to bread, pasta, or comfort food that fills you up fast. But here's the thing. As we age, our metabolism changes. Foods that used to give us energy may now leave us foggy, tired, or even inflamed. Your body is asking for something gentler, something cleaner, something real. Margaret, a 68-year-old retired teacher I spoke with recently, told me she used to feel constantly bloated and sluggish. She thought it was just part of getting older, but her doctor suggested a small change. Swap her daily sandwich for a spinach salad with a hard-boiled egg and a little olive oil. Just that. Within 2 weeks, she felt lighter, more focused, and even her joint pain began to ease. I didn't go on a diet, she said. I just changed what I put on the plate. That's what leafy greens can do. They help stabilize your blood sugar, support your muscles, and may even protect your memory. And they do it without adding carbs, sugar, or stress to your system. You don't need to turn your kitchen upside down. Start simple. Add a handful of baby spinach to your scrambled eggs. Saute some kale and olive oil with garlic for dinner. Or mix Swiss chard into your soup. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be consistent. Your body knows how to heal. It just needs the right tools. And leafy greens, they're one of the gentlest, most powerful tools you can give it. Let's move from the garden to the next food on our list. A humble vegetable that quietly helps your body detox sugar before it becomes a problem. 2. Broccoli and cauliflower, your quiet blood sugar protectors. I want to tell you a little story about Harold. He's 72, used to work in construction, strong as an ox in his younger days. But recently, mornings became the hardest part of his day. He'd wake up with stiff joints, dragging feet, and no desire to get out of bed. I guess it's just old age, he'd say. But his wife, Linda, had other ideas. She started roasting broccoli and cauliflower a few nights a week. Nothing fancy, just a drizzle of olive oil, some sea salt, a pinch of garlic. Harold didn't think much of it at first. Just veggies, he shrugged. But within a few weeks, something shifted. He was getting out of bed a little easier. His knees didn't ache as much. Even his energy felt more steady. What changed? Just some humble, non-starchy vegetables. Broccoli and cauliflower don't get much attention. They're not trendy. You won't see them headlining any superfood lists. But what they do inside your body, especially after age 60, that's where the magic lies. Both are naturally low in carbohydrates and contain no sugar at all. That's important because as we age, our ability to manage blood sugar begins to slow down. Even healthy seniors can become more insulin resistant over time, which means your body doesn't handle carbs the way it used to. The result? Blood sugar spikes, energy crashes, brain fog, and eventually inflammation. But here's where broccoli and cauliflower shine. They're full of fiber, especially the kind that slows digestion. That means they help your body release sugar into the bloodstream gradually, instead of all at once. You stay fuller longer, your energy stays more stable, and your pancreas gets a break. And there's more. These veggies are also packed with compounds that support detoxification. They help your liver process waste more efficiently, clear out excess estrogen, and reduce silent inflammation. One of the root causes of fatigue, joint pain, and even cognitive decline in older adults. The best part? They're easy to cook, gentle on your stomach, and surprisingly satisfying. Roast them until golden, steam them with a bit of lemon, or toss them into soups or casseroles. However you prepare them, they bring big benefits without sugar, carbs, or crash diets. So if you've ever felt like your energy is slipping or your mornings are harder than they used to be, maybe it's time to bring broccoli and cauliflower back onto your plate. Let's keep going. The next food comes from the sea, not the soil, and it might just be your brain's best friend. 3. Fatty fish, the ocean's gift to your heart and brain. Helen was 73 when she started noticing little changes, misplacing her keys, forgetting why she walked into a room, feeling a bit more anxious than usual. Senior moments, her daughter called them, brushing it off with a smile. But deep down, Helen felt something was off. Instead of panicking, she did something simple. She began eating salmon twice a week, not grilled in a fancy restaurant, just a fillet, baked at home with a squeeze of lemon and a sprinkle of dill. That small habit, done consistently, made a quiet but powerful difference. 2 months later, she noticed fewer foggy moments. Her thoughts were clearer, her mood steadier. She felt like herself again. So what is it about fatty fish that can make such a big impact? Salmon, mackerel, sardines, these aren't just good sources of protein. They're some of the richest natural sources of omega-3 fatty acids, particularly DHA and EPA. These healthy fats are essential for brain health, heart health, and fighting off the slow, creeping inflammation that so often comes with aging. You see, your brain is nearly 60% fat, and as we get older, it becomes even more important to give it the kind of fats that protect its structure and function. Omega-3s help improve memory, reduce anxiety, and support clearer thinking. They've even been linked to a reduced risk of Alzheimer's and age-related cognitive decline, but the benefits go far beyond the brain. Fatty fish are powerful allies for your heart. Omega-3s can help lower triglycerides, reduce blood pressure, and improve circulation. They keep your blood vessels flexible and your heart rhythm steady. For seniors trying to stay independent, mobile, and vibrant, that kind of support is priceless. Now here's the best part. Fatty fish have 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and don't spike your blood sugar. They give you steady, clean energy without the crash. Even if you're watching your weight, managing diabetes, or just trying to feel better day to day, fatty fish fit in beautifully. If fresh fish feels out of reach, don't worry. Canned wild salmon, sardines packed in olive oil, even frozen mackerel can give you the same omega-3 boost. Just pair with a simple salad or some steamed veggies, and you've got a meal your brain and body will thank you for. Helen told me she never thought food could make such a difference. But it did, and it can for you too. Let's keep going. The next food we'll talk about might be sitting in your fridge right now. It's simple, affordable, and has been unfairly feared for far too long. Or eggs, a simple food with powerful benefits. For years, eggs got a bad rap. Too much cholesterol, they said. Better stick to cereal or toast. So many of us started avoiding them, thinking we were making a healthier choice. But now we know better. Eggs are not the enemy. In fact, for older adults, they might be one of the best foods you can eat. Each egg is packed with high-quality protein, essential for keeping your muscles strong and your energy steady. They also contain choline, a nutrient that supports memory and brain function, and lutein, which helps protect your eyes from age-related vision loss. Claire, a 63-year-old widow I spoke with, used to skip breakfast or grab something sweet on the go. By mid-morning, she felt shaky and unfocused. Her doctor suggested a simple change. Start the day with 2 boiled eggs and half an avocado. Within a week, she noticed the difference. No more energy crashes. Her hands stopped trembling. Her mind felt clearer. What makes eggs so special is how gentle they are on your blood sugar. Less than 1 gram of carbs, no sugar at all. And yet, they keep you full and focused. Scrambled, poached, boiled. It doesn't matter how you make them. What matters is making them part of your routine. Sometimes the most powerful changes start with the most ordinary foods. Eggs may be humble, but they nourish in all the right ways. Let's move from breakfast to snacks, because what you reach for in the afternoon can make all the difference. 5. Nuts and seeds. Small handfuls, big difference, it's 3 in the afternoon. Lunch feels like a distant memory and dinner's still a couple hours away. You're tired, a little foggy, maybe even a bit shaky, so you reach for something easy, a cookie, a cracker, maybe a granola bar. But here's the problem. Those snacks, even the ones that look healthy, often come loaded with hidden sugars and refined carbs. They spike your blood sugar fast and just as quickly send it crashing. That's where nuts and seeds come in. They're nature's answer to the energy roller coaster. A small handful of almonds, walnuts, pumpkin seeds, or a spoonful of chia seeds soaked in almond milk can give you steady fuel without the crash. They're low in carbs, free of added sugar, but full of healthy fats, protein, and magnesium, a mineral that helps with energy, sleep, and muscle function. Tony, a retired bus driver at 70, told me he used to reach for oatmeal cookies every afternoon. He thought he needed the sugar to keep going, but when he started swapping them for a handful of almonds and a cup of chia pudding, he felt calmer, more focused, and the leg cramps he'd been getting at night, they vanished. These little powerhouses don't just help with cravings, they protect your heart, support your bones, and keep your mind sharp. So next time that afternoon slump hits, skip the sugar, reach for something real. Coming up next, we're going to talk about a food many people still avoid, but it might be the healthiest kind of fat you can add to your plate. 6. Avocados. The fat your body has been waiting for. For a long time, fat was seen as the bad guy. Many of us, especially those who lived through the low-fat craze of the 80s and 90s, were told to avoid it at all costs. And so, foods like avocados were pushed aside. But the truth is, not all fats are created equal, and avocados are rich in the kind your body actually needs, especially as you get older. Packed with monounsaturated fats, avocados help support a healthy heart, improve insulin sensitivity, and keep your blood sugar steady. They have almost no sugar, and their net carbs are incredibly low thanks to all the fiber they contain. That means they digest slowly, keeping you full and satisfied without spiking your blood glucose. Joanne, 66, told me she used to skip avocados because she thought they were too fattening. But once her nutritionist explained how these healthy fats work, she started adding just half an avocado to her lunch salad. The change was quiet but steady. She felt full longer, snacked less in the afternoon, and at her next checkup, her LDL cholesterol was down, and her HDL, the good cholesterol, was up. You can slice avocado onto your morning eggs, mash it with lime and garlic for a quick spread, or add it to a smoothie for extra creaminess. It's versatile, delicious, and kind to your body. Healthy aging doesn't mean cutting everything out. It means choosing better. And avocado? It's one of the best choices you can make. Up next, let's talk about a food you don't eat with a fork, but that can quietly protect your heart every single day. 7. Olive oil healing your heart. 1 spoonful at a time. It doesn't look like much sitting there on the counter, just a simple bottle of olive oil. But don't let its quiet appearance fool you. This golden liquid has been a cornerstone of healthy aging for centuries, and for good reason. In countries like Greece and Italy, where people often live well into their 80s and 90s with sharp minds and strong bodies, olive oil is a daily ritual, not a trend, not a supplement, just part of life. What makes it so special? Olive oil is rich in monounsaturated fats and antioxidants, especially one called oleocanthal, which acts like a natural anti-inflammatory. It's been called nature's ibuprofen for a reason. These compounds help protect your arteries, reduce blood pressure, and even support brain health as you age. Eleanor, 71, used to cook everything in butter or margarine. Her doctor gently suggested a switch to olive oil, just a few teaspoons a day. She started drizzling it over steamed broccoli, stirring it into her soups, even adding a splash to her morning eggs. Within a few weeks, she felt less bloated. her joints weren't as stiff, and at her next visit, her blood pressure had dropped a few points. You don't need to drink it by the spoonful. Just use it often and consistently, on salads, roasted veggies, or anything you'd normally saute. The beauty of olive oil is that it works quietly, in the background, protecting your heart, your brain, and your long-term well-being. And now for our final food. It might surprise you because for years people have called it bad. But for seniors looking to stay strong and satisfied, it might be exactly what you need. 8. Cheese, a comforting classic with surprising benefits. For years, cheese has gotten a mixed reputation. Too salty, too fatty, too indulgent. But here's the truth that many people are only starting to rediscover. When you choose the right kind, cheese can be a powerful ally in your health, especially as you age. Cheese is naturally low in carbohydrates, contains virtually no sugar, and is packed with protein and calcium, two things your body absolutely needs to stay strong, steady, and independent. Helen, 74, used to snack on crackers and cookies in the afternoon. She told me it was just out of habit. I needed something quick, she said, but the sugar highs and crashes weren't doing her any favors. So she made one small change. She swapped her snacks for a few slices of cheddar and cucumber. That's it. Within a few weeks, she noticed she wasn't constantly hungry. Her cravings faded. And the best part? Her doctor told her she had finally stopped gaining weight, without even trying. Cheese also offers something more subtle. It's satisfying. It makes you feel nourished. And that feeling of comfort, especially when it comes from real, whole foods, matters just as much as vitamins and minerals. If you're lactose sensitive, don't worry. Aged cheeses like Swiss, cheddar, and Parmesan are usually easier to digest and just as nutritious. So don't fear cheese. Embrace it with mindfulness and moderation. Pair it with some raw veggies, a few olives, or just enjoy a slice on its own. Because sometimes a small, satisfying bite is all it takes to remind your body it's cared for. Now that we've walked through these 8 powerful foods, there's one more thing you need to know. Something that could quietly be undoing all your progress. Let's talk about that next. If something in today's video made you pause and think, that's a good sign. Maybe it reminded you of someone you love. Or maybe it simply made you want to take better care of yourself. If you felt that quiet spark of intention, just type the word good in the comments. Sometimes one simple word can carry a lot of meaning, and it's a beautiful place to begin. As we grow older, the way we care for our bodies becomes more important and more personal. The 8 foods we talked about today aren't trendy or complicated. They're real, natural, and deeply nourishing. From the leafy greens that support your and memory to the healthy fats in avocados and olive oil, to the steady energy of nuts, eggs, and cheese, each one is a small step toward more clarity, more strength, and more peace in your day. The truth is, you don't need to overhaul your entire diet. You don't need to count every calorie or chase every supplement. You just need to begin. Start by adding one better choice to your plate. Let your meals reflect the care you have for your own life and for the people who love you, because you deserve to feel good, to wake up with energy, move with ease, and live with joy in the years ahead. If this video spoke to you, even in a small way, I invite you to stay connected. Subscribe to Nutrition for Seniors so you never miss a chance to learn something simple and powerful for your health. Leave a comment below, share your favorite tip, or just type "good" to let us know you're on this journey with us. Every comment creates a ripple. Someone out there might read your words and feel less alone. Thank you for spending time with us today. Take good care, and we'll see you in the next video.